What's up, everybody? Today's dynamic effort lower day, so I'm just finishing getting warmed up now. We are going to do 5 sets of 3 at 365 pounds. It's 35 pounds more than I did last week, and we'll see how it feels. Stay tuned. All right, so when I did the 335 last week, I did a beltless, but I had my knee sleeves on just to help get a little pop out of the bottom. But I'm going to start this off beltless, see if I can maintain it for all 5 sets. If it slows down, then I'm going to throw the belt on. But see. Yeah, that slowed down a little too much for my liking. So I'm probably going to belt up for the last 4. All right, that's a little bit better. The main thing with dynamic effort that I see people do wrong is you want to try and keep your rest periods really short and just get in there and get it done. So that's why I decided to throw the belt on so that it was going to take me less time to recover. So that way my rest time could be about 60 seconds in between sets. All right, so I've got 1 set left. All right, first exercise down. Now we're going to go into deadlifts. We're going to start off with working up to like an RPE 7 deadlift for a heavy single, but with band tension on it. Should be interesting. I'm going to shoot for somewhere around 455, 500 maybe. Just depends on how it feels. But right now, I'm about just over 6 weeks out. We're going to be competing at the USPA California Mega Championships. So we'll see how that goes. Right now I feel really good. So let's deadlift. So I'm about to start the first set of deadlift warm-ups. If you are in like a commercial gym or a spot that doesn't have a deadlift platform that you can use, then an easy way to set up the bands is you can go ahead and drape the band right over the top. Just make sure that you're right about center. Make sure you can get equal tension on either side, and then step on top of the band. So that way when you grab it, you're going to get that tension on both sides. So with this band set up in this way, it puts about 85 to 90 pounds of band tension. Ways that you can test that is get you a luggage scale and just hook it to the band and pull to where the top end is going to be. So it starts off at just the bar weight, but then by the time I get to the top, it adds about 80 to 90 pounds of extra weight. So it's really good to help if your sticking point is at your lockout. This is going to be a great thing to implement for that. Okay, second set, it's going to be about 300 pounds at the top. Shouldn't be any big deal. So I'm adding in straps for now, just through the working sets, just because I'm not too worried about my grip right now. I just want to make sure that I can work up to what I need to today. All right, now that we're up to 4 plates, I'm going to go ahead and throw the belt in just to make sure it still feels snappy. Plus, I don't want to put any extra strain on my lower back right now. So just making sure I can get the volume in. Here we go. Go easy, go slow, and just try to open them up a little bit more, whatever that's essential, right? You're going to try to get to okay, so that was like right between RPE like 6 or 7. So I'm gonna go ahead, stop some 25s on, go for one more, ditch the straps, and see how it goes. All right, last one. Let's see how this goes. Shooting for RPE 7. All right, might have overshot the RPE just a little bit, but that's okay. So 455 straight weight plus about 80 to 90 pounds band tension. We're pretty smooth. All right, let's move on. All right, so squats are done. We worked up to our RPE 7 to 8 ish single for with the band. Now what we're gonna do, we're gonna take the band, get fucking rid of it. So now this is about 75 pounds or 75% of my 1 rep max, and we're gonna take this for a ride of 3 sets of 3, and then we're gonna move on to there. So this is really more just to kind of grease that groove and get the work in. Yeah. All right. First set of 3. Set 2. So the workouts are definitely starting to kind of catch up to me this week. For max effort, upper body, we'd use a slingshot, and I kind of overshot it a little bit because I've never used one before, so it was fun. But I wound up failing a 455 bench, so my nervous system is a little bit fried. So it's one reason why I've been incorporating the straps a little bit here and there today. That, and I have a callus that's like getting ready to tear, and I don't want it to tear. So I got to shave those down tonight. Should be fun, but last set, let's get it done. All right. So now we are going to be moving on to stiff leg with a 1-inch deficit. So I'm going to stand on one of these 10-pound bumper plates and probably do right around 255 or so, 255, 275. And we'll run that for 3 sets of 10 reps. Let's get into it. All right, so by standing on this 10-pound bumper plate, I'm achieving a 1-inch deficit. But when I like to do stiff legs, I try not to go all the way to the ground anyway, just because I find it's easy to get in the habit of kind of deloading at the bottom or being able to kind of bounce the plate off the ground a little bit and get kind of some momentum to swing through the movement. So the way I like to do it is I don't go all the way down to the ground. This makes it easier to do that, and it allows me to be able to keep tension through the whole movement. So let's jump into it. We're going to do 3 sets of 10. I'm starting out at 225, but I plan on ramping up from here. Whew. All right, let's go up. All right, so we are doing second set, 275. Let's get into it. We got one more set. Probably gonna stay here. After this, we're gonna go into bent over dumbbell rows, which still feels a little funny to me, but it's in the program, so that's what we're running. All right, last one, and then we'll move on. Onto the dumbbell rows. All right, so these are bent over dumbbell rows. Like I said, I'm not a huge fan, but I only have to do them for 2 sets. 2 sets, 8 reps. We're using 80-pound dumbbells. Let's just knock it out, get them over with. Last set here. For those of you that are curious, the program allows for the body English to get through the movement. It's kind of almost a cheater row, but I feel like you get a lot more upper back contraction at the top that way. But let's knock this out because I'm over it. So one thing that's kind of saving me this workout is these IQ mix. If you're a big fan of Liquid IV or Gator Light, the electrolyte drink, anything like that, Powerade even, then these are great because I can mix 2 of them into my 64-ounce water bottle, and then I get twice as much, even in 1 stick, I get twice as much electrolytes and sodium that you would get doing Liquid IV. So if you do 2, then it's more like taking down one of those element packets. So it's really high in sodium, potassium. But these also have lion's mane. So they help a lot with keeping your focus and regulating kind of your energy towards the end of the workout. I always put them in right when I'm on my last couple exercises just to be able to power through and then kind of get myself home so I can eat a real meal. Okay. So for the last 2 exercises, I'm going to superset them. So we have glute hamstring raises, and then we have GHR sit-ups. So let's go ahead and knock them out. For the hamstring raises, it's just go until failure for 3 sets. And then for the GHRs, I shoot for, or the glute hamstring sit-ups, or the sit-ups on the glute hamstring developer. I usually shoot for between 10 and 12 reps. So let's do it. All right. Now let's switch it. 5 for the sit-ups. Alrighty. Set 2. Let's do this. GHD sit-ups, and then I finally get to go home and eat. So, yeah, let's do this. Alright. Almost there. Thank you all for tuning in. Like I said before, I'm going to be posting these every week. I'm going to switch what workout I'm doing every week. So last week we did dynamic upper. This week we did dynamic lower. Next week I think I'm going to do max effort upper. So we'll see how that goes. But if you want to see more information about me, you can follow me on Instagram under Shamrockfit. If you want to find out about my coaching services, you can go to Shamrock Strength Systems on Instagram, or you can find my programs on Train Heroic. See you guys next week.